Therapist and author Annie Chin, she explains this dynamic clearly in the Attachment Theory workbook, and I quote, "We've previously discussed how people with anxious attachment tend to project their upset when they are triggered, frustrated, or hurt. This communication often comes out in a blaming, demanding, or angry way, but with a hope that others will pick up on the underlying needs and meet them. This, unfortunately, is not a very reliable model for getting your needs met." End quote. And that's exactly it. What comes across as criticism or emotional chaos is often just a desperate attempt to be seen, held, and reassured. But this isn't just ineffective, it's destructive, because over time, it trains people to associate your pain with punishment. And no one feels safe when love looks like pressure. The Attachment Trauma Lab, our group coaching program, is now open, and you're going to find the link in the channel description. Just copy and paste it into your browser and hit enter. Now that's the hard truth of anxious preoccupied attachment. It's not just about fear. It's about how that fear shows up and how much damage it does when left unhealed. And when it does show up, they overcall. They over-explain. They rehash every word they said, desperate to change the ending. They panic. They pressure. They cling so tightly it becomes suffocating. And when the other person doesn't respond the way they want, the spiral turns volatile. And when that panic is ignored, or when the person you're clinging to finally walks away, that fear can turn to rage. And if the anxious person doesn't take accountability, they may rewrite the story entirely. Suddenly, they weren't the one spiraling. They were abandoned. They were discarded. They were the victim of a cold, emotionally unavailable partner. And that version of the story gets broadcast to anyone who will listen. Their smear. They tell everyone who will listen. They tell half-truths. Truths that cast them as the empath and their partner as the monster. And the scariest part? They often believe it because acknowledging their own behavior would feel like confirming the very fear they've been running from, that they're too much, too needy, too hard to love. This is why anxious, preoccupied individuals must do the healing work too, not just to be a better partner, but to stop defining their worth through other people. If they don't pause and turn inward, their identity stays stuck in obsession, not growth. They'll keep focusing on what others did wrong instead of asking the hardest question of all. What if being the victim has been part of my identity? If you've been stuck in a heartbreak after heartbreak, it might not be because they abandoned you. It might be because your fear made them feel like they had no choice. Sometimes the pain you're drowning in is the pain you set in motion. And until you face that, you'll keep calling it heartbreak when it really is just a pattern begging to be broken.